What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Armando,
I'm Jacob.
and we are
The Gospel
Guys. Today we have another cool episode. We have a coworker, special guest, Juan Lopez. How you doing, compita?
Pretty good, man. How you guys
good.
doing?
Good, bro.
Great.
So you've seen a few episodes of the podcast. You're a pretty good fan of ours. How have you felt about the podcast so far?
I'm liking it, bro.
Yeah?
I'm really digging it.
Any opinions, do's, don'ts, things you don't like?
Now I'm I do like it though. You guys are doing pretty good. I think you guys are going in the right direction, to be honest. And
For sure.
you know,
For sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Usually what we do is kind of like to just get to know you a little more because we don't want people just kind of like, bro, who is this cat, bro?
Yeah.
So we just like, if you want to just tell us briefly, bro, just like your story, how you came to God, things like that, man. We just like the audience likes to hear it just because they like to hear transformations, man. Stories about how you came to God and stuff.
But first,
Yeah,
the
you're
mind
right.
bender.
The mind bender.
The mind bender.
I forgot.
All right, so this one has a little bit of it's kind of like two parts. All right, you guys know who Enoch is in Genesis, right? So when in that chapter specifically, it goes down the lineage of Enoch, right? But specifically with Enoch, it says that he lived to like 365 or something like that, 356, whatever, and then he was no more. Where'd he go?
Are you talking about
It doesn't say he died. It says he was no more, and he went with God.
Oh yeah, he didn't die.
Where do you think he went? He went to heaven. I mean, heaven wasn't established yet. Where'd he go? And second of all, why are people living that long back then, bro? Why are we living past 300 years?
I think who was it? It was
Somebody was like 500, huh?
wasn't someone like 700 or something like that?
Probably.
Bro, imagine living that old.
That's crazy.
Bro, like I wonder how like your skin must be like being at like
Well,
500 years old.
I don't know. Somebody told me that, like, for one thing, time works differently back then. Like, we didn't have a 12-month year. It might have been shorter. So you were older, technically, because the months or the years were a lot shorter.
That's
Like,
crazy,
I don't know
actually,
when the
think about
calendar
that.
was established, honestly. You know,
like
but,
imagine if the calendar was only like 3
like
months.
3 months. Bro, exactly.
makes sense then.
You're like 1,000 years old, bro.
Gotcha.
But I don't know.
That's actually crazy to think about.
Yeah.
That's another mind bender right there.
Well, that's historical. When was the calendar
Yeah.
established? But anyways, back to Enoch, bro. Like, I have my own theory. My bad.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the What If cartoon, the Marvel cartoon?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Not really.
No. So, there's a character, the Watcher, right? He like works out of time. He watches the multiverse, right?
Mhm.
And so when he like watches people or the characters, like he's in a pocket outside of time, right? Like he's in a wall between like realities and sees everything. That's kind of how I see God. Like he's in a wall in between like everything and just sees everything going on, multiversal, whatever, right? So I think that before heaven was established, whoever he took up, like Enoch, was it Elisha, whoever in the chariot of fire? I think that's where they are. They were just watching with God.
Hmm.
So I think that's where Enoch went when he went with God.
Yeah, because I know he lived like very good, like nearly perfect, and
Yeah.
I didn't want him to die. God wanted him to just like, all right, bro, you did your time, bro. Come up here.
Come on, man.
You know, so that's
Yeah,
crazy to
pretty
think about.
thankful.
Like, imagine living that like good of a life where you're just like, God's
It's
just
very
like, damn,
rare.
bro, I don't want you to go through death. Insane.
If I'm being honest, bro, I think, dang, bro. It's like really messing with
You
me.
see, this go. This was says I always slump him at work with these questions.
You're always catching me off guard.
Yeah.
But I think Enoch got pulled away, I guess you could say. Like he ended up, like honestly, I don't know where he went. To be honest, bro. Like
It's a
I was
valid
assuming
answer.
this whole time that he probably went to heaven, but I know he's with God right now, and
Well, he might be in heaven now, right? But I think at that time, because heaven wasn't established,
mhm,
I think he was just watching with God. If that makes
he's
sense.
just watching. I think he has a purpose, bro. Because like in the Bible, it says that everybody has to die, I think, or something like that. And this is just my theory. I think that Enoch and Elijah are gonna come back, and they're gonna be the Watchers that are in the Revelations.
Oh, the two witnesses.
Yeah, the two witnesses. Were they the watchers? Did I say watchers?
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I meant
the witnesses.
Yeah, the
That's
witnesses.
you know what, bro? Yeah, that's interesting.
Actually insane.
Huh?
I didn't think about that.
Are they the only ones who pulls from God in the Bible?
I think
Is
so.
those two?
I think it's just Elijah.
Dang, bro. That
You
makes
know.
you might be onto something right there. That's another mind bender, bro. Who are the two witnesses, bro?
Because they're
That's
the only
crazy.
two, and it's specifically
Dang.
two witnesses, and I'm like,
That's crazy.
who didn't die?
Exactly. Wow, I didn't think
Wow.
about
Catch you off guard.
You
a little bit. Dang, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Well, you as the watchers, let us know what you guys think. Are they the two witnesses? Did Enoch go to heaven or in that pocket of space with God? Let us know in the comments. But yeah, bro, let's hear your story. I want to hear it.
All right, bet.
How you came to God, bro, and how that's going.
So I was actually born a Christian. Nah. I guess you could say that I didn't really have like the best experience at church at a young age. I was in church basically 3 times a week, Bible study on top of that. And I grew up listening to all the stories from like Adam all the way to Paul. And I grew up just kind of feeling like just church ain't for me, you know. Also like had some stuff going on at home, like my mom's, and it's like a real strict environment for me. And since I didn't really have God in my life at that time, I got into like drugs at a young age. Got into alcohol. I got into had the internet back then, so
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're
So I basically lived my life like that, bro, for a good majority of my life. At least like maybe 13 years. It started when I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Became rebellious. And one day I was just kind of questioning my life and where I was going and what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And I knew that I had to change, so I remember I made a prayer that changed my life. And I had asked God, like, for wisdom, pretty much. Like I knew I had to change, and that prayer right there is what did it, bro. Like almost instantly, I got thrown in the fire. And my walk with God wasn't really easy in the beginning, but I had that foundation from when I was younger, and I had to relearn like everything, bro. Like I was living in my flesh for so long, bro.
Yeah.
Like I had to unlearn that.
Yeah.
And like I would say like these last 5 years have been one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, because God really did put me through the fire, bro. Yeah.
I could just tell by your words, like you've been through a lot, man. I could definitely feel it. It's crazy, man, 'cause we were talking about this, I think 2 episodes ago. Just like people who grew up with God and like they end up going rebellious, and then they come back to God. Like
That was me too, bro.
There's a lot of kingdom kids like that, And for me, in my situation, I wasn't like that. Like I barely came to God like 4 years ago, and it's like I wish I was, but then I see you guys' stories, and I'm like, dang, bro. Like it doesn't matter. Like our flesh just wants the world
just as bad
for any situation, and it's like it's crazy because this is why it's in the scriptures, bro. Just like, and I'll put the scripture below too. It's just like of training your kids in the faith, because like they will come back sooner or later. I mean that's why it's in the scriptures, because like you guys are living testimonies of that. But yeah, bro. I mean, thank you for sharing that, because I mean, any walking with God is probably the hardest thing.
It's hard in general, like
because it's like denying your flesh, bro. Especially when you've been in your flesh for so long, and then you're like untraining your mind to just be like, oh, I don't need that. I don't need to be watching that. I don't need to be smoking this. I don't need to be doing this. And it's like, it's hard, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think even just like biologically, it's hard too, because like they say that it only takes 30 days to make a habit.
Yeah.
Bro, you were doing this thing for 13 years, like that's a habit.
Yeah.
We have bad habits, you know. So we have all had things that we've struggled with, even as
Yeah,
men, you know.
for sure.
But even then, aside, like even I struggled with alcohol for a little bit, you know, before I moved back with my parents during COVID, you know, and like I was drinking every day, you know what I mean. So that became a habit, and that was a hard one to break too. But I knew that like just as an example, you know, it was healthier for me. It was better for me financially because alcohol's expensive, you know, and stuff like that. Like, just you think about it with sin, bro. Like, we sin for so long every day, just to have it,
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
and it's hard. So I get it. Um, what do you think has been the hardest, if you don't mind me asking, like the hardest thing for you since you started your walk with God? And how did you overcome it?
Uh, Basically just giving up like my will to God, submitting to Him.
Mm.
We were just talking about that
Yeah.
last week.
That has been like the hardest thing, bro. Cause
like being in control of your own life, basically.
yeah,
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
because
absolutely.
obviously, bro, like I've been living my life since I was like this, since I was like 12,
Yeah.
11, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on drugs, I'm on alcohol. You know what I mean? And I wanted to do different things with my life, so like when things weren't working my way, and I decided to just, I had to let God change my life. I had to submit to Him, and it's just a constant battle with my flesh, like what I'm trying to do with my life, and what does God want me to do for Him,
Yeah.
you know. And it says in the Bible, like His ways are better,
Hmm.
His ways are right.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I know that once I submit my life to Him, I'll like I'll just be better,
Yeah.
and I'm just constantly struggling just to let Him take over.
Yeah.
That's my struggle right now.
Absolutely. No, I get that too. I think we were talking about the last episode. You know how I personally felt like, at least for me, bro. I even told you like I went to music school. I wanted to be famous as far as like music was concerned and all that. But like, um, I said it to you the other day too. Like I think God saved me from that because like we were talking about how you know how a lot of people in the music industry say like they sold their soul to the devil and all that. Like it makes sense,
Mm.
and you realize why? Because Satan was the orchestrator of music in heaven. You know when he fell. I mean, it makes sense for people to say that kind of stuff, but that wasn't God's will. You know, He didn't want me to be a part of that because he might have known that he does know. Maybe I would have fallen into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like the whole thing we have going on now, like bro, like again, like 9,000 followers on Instagram doesn't seem huge, bro. But like to me, bro, like we're famous. You know what I mean? We're already famous, bro. But like I think
No,
maybe
it's
that's
insane.
it's a different form of fame in God's eyes. You know, like we're famous to God. Maybe like that's more important than worldly fame.
Oh, yeah.
That's always gonna be more important. But as much as I wanted that music stuff to go on for me, bro, it wasn't God's will. And here we are. You know what I
Doing
mean?
God's will,
Doing God's
regardless.
will. Yeah. That's what we said too. We were like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah, bro. A lot of times, and like, dude, like you said, it's something you're still struggling with right now. Yeah, bro. Dude, that's hard, man. That's
Yeah.
actually really hard, dude. Cause it's like you said, like he said, bro, 13 years. Uh, dude, that's a long time of just like giving into your flesh for so long. So it's like our spirit's like down here, and like now you're trying to like, get it back, and that's good, bro. Like, I mean, God sees your heart, like you're trying to get right again. You're trying to, surrender your will. And I think surrendering our will is probably the hardest one, to be honest, because like all that, like the drugs and the alcohol and all that, that will go away once we submit our will. Like that all will add on to that, but it's surrendering and humbling ourselves to be just like, all right, God, it's yours. Take it.
Take it off my
Yeah,
hands.
take it off my hands. But it's hard, bro, because we want to be in control of our lives, and it's sad. I mean, there's a reason why Jesus talked about it in the Sermon on the Mount. Like why are you worrying about tomorrow? Tomorrow worries about itself. He talks about like the birds in the sky, like, but the God still feeds them, stuff like that, and it's kind of like,
how much more will God clothe you?
yeah, like how much more will God clothe us? And it's kind of like we worry too much about our future, like our career, our money, and it's kind of like, bro, all that goes back to God.
It's all trivial at the end of the day.
It is, man. But I think that's like really hard. It's a common struggle with like us humans, because dude, I mean, if I was to be selfish, man, I would really want to get like really rich, like
Yeah.
I want to have that money, bro.
Yeah.
But God knows that if I had that much money, I mean, He knows I would be done with it.
Hmm.
And I surrendered that, man. Like whatever God gives me for financially, like I'm gonna accept it, bro. I ain't gonna be begging for more. I accepted that, and that's like changed my life for sure.
I think it's funny you brought up that Sermon on the Mount because I think of it like with anxiety. Like that's part of why I have anxiety. Like I'm always worried about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like technically like I shouldn't. The Bible literally says I shouldn't worry about this stuff, right? And it's funny how you said that how Jesus says not to like just don't worry,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that's so much easier said than it's done.
Yeah.
Because like when you talk to somebody who has anxiety, you're like, oh, like just don't be scared. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? I'm cured, right? Like it's not that easy, But like that's just our sinful nature,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're so inclined to like do our own will, like you were saying, like doing our flesh's will that like we don't even think about that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
But
I think also like I mean Jesus. I mean, it even says in I believe in Hebrews where it talks about like he's struggled in every way. Like struggling does not mean like he was tempted, but he struggled with that temptation.
yeah,
Like to me, that like me personally. So I'm like, bro, this is the Son of God. Like he's God in
struggling.
the flesh, and like, bro, you struggled while tempting. Like, yeah, you got tempted, but you struggle with temptation. So he knows what we'd feel, right? And there's a part in Hebrews too where it's like God wanted to know our struggle. Like he wanted to understand like why do we keep falling? Why do we keep doing that? So God is like, all right, I'm gonna do it myself. So Jesus came and he was able to now God understands why we fall. God understands why we struggle. I think that's why Jesus said that because he knows it's easier said than done to be worried. But I think Jesus also was saying to not be consumed by worry.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what gets us is being consumed because it's so like we're gonna get worried. Like that's our natural like how we feel.
We're humans. That's
But I think if we are consumed by that, where it lets us affect our lives, like what does worry lead us to? Because a lot of things like that lead you to doing like
things you shouldn't be doing.
watching things you shouldn't be doing because you're stressed. Like that can be like a stress reaction of you know yanking the chain and watching that type of stuff. You go to drinking or things like that, because those are your stress reactions. But it's like that's why Jesus said, man, just don't be consumed and like overall look at what He does for you. I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There's a like the struggle, like falling into temptation and all that stuff. I feel it the most when I'm being complacent. I'm not in my word.
Yeah.
I'm not training. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. That's when I'm like the most weak, bro.
It's very true too.
Yeah, when you say that, I think about when Satan tempted Jesus in the desert, right? Not that he wasn't complacent, but I mean, boy, was hungry. Fasting for 40 days, bro. He was weak.
I mean, he was tempted in every way.
He was tempted
too.
in every way, and it says he was tempted, which means he probably thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so you have to realize that at the end of that story, the Bible says, and Satan left to tempt Jesus at a more opportune time. And what is that opportune time for us when we're not in our word? When we're not strong in our faith, bro? And I get it too. I think you're absolutely right. I mean, just take it back to my accident. Even like with you last year, bro. Like we just weren't strong spiritually in those times. And I've said it on the podcast before, but like there's different ways you can look at it. Either it was a test from God, or He allowed Satan to tempt us in some way, or they made a deal, like the story of Job. We said this before. Like we don't know how God works things out. It works out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, He gives us free will. It's our choice to follow Him or follow ourselves. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to think anybody wants to follow Satan. Because we end up following ourselves, and that alone is a sin, right? That alone, you already want to follow Satan. But going back to your complacency, like that's why it's so important. We were just talking about that on our Q&A episode. Wait, it hasn't been released yet. Wait, this time it
That'll be
will.
on
And this time it will.
Yeah,
On the Q&A, like, I forgot where I was going with that.
You talk about being complacent.
Yeah.
We're talking about that in the Q&A.
There was a question we answered though about that. Crap, that messed me up because I thought we hadn't released it yet. But at this point, we will.
And I'm over here like, I want to know that.
Yeah.
Ah,
No,
man.
it was crap. I forgot.
I forgot.
Sorry, guys.
What was going on during that time? Like when you guys were asking the
I
questions?
forgot.
Was it about God's will? Was it God's will or?
No, it was one of the Q&A questions. Anyways,
Yeah.
complacency, right? Oh no, yeah, we were talking about
There you go.
working out your faith,
No, yeah, there you go.
right? So that was one of my answers on the Q&A episode. Like that's why we got to stay strong spiritually, right? And how do we stay strong? Keep being in the Word. Keep hanging out with the people who are Christ minded like you, right? There's countless things we can do to stay strong, but
Mhm.
it's the matter of continuing to do it, making that your habit, right? Because if we don't do that, then we fall short, get
Yeah.
weak.
It's funny because 9 times out of 10, actually probably 10 times out of 10, when you're struggling with sin, is because you're probably not in your word.
Yeah.
Because it's really that simple.
Yeah.
Like we make it hard on ourselves. Like we make it hard.
Literally.
But whenever I read, when I'm like really consistent every single day reading my Bible, bro, I feel like
On top of the world.
bro, I feel like unstoppable with God. I feel like God's just like prepping me in my boxing
Mhm.
fight, you know? Like that's why he has my hands and shoulders like, all right, come on. Like that's what it
Man's in your
feels like
corner.
when I'm in the word, bro.
Yeah.
But then when you fall out or like that one day you break off, bro, you legit feel like
It's a shift in your rhythm, bro.
yeah. And yeah, bro. I
Like-
mean, yeah.
Well, man, it's like hitting the brakes when you're got a bunch of momentum going.
There you go.
And personally, bro,
literally,
like I'm gonna be open, man. Like I was doing really good this past couple weeks, like consistent for weeks straight, bro. And then yesterday, I like took that shift, and I felt my soul like, like,
That's why you weren't texting me back home.
yeah.
Well, I knew it.
Nah, but
I knew
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, yeah, bro. I messed. Like I just felt it yesterday, and I wish like should just catch my rhythm, dude. And today, like I didn't even do my rhythm as well. But you see how like it's a pattern, like.
Mhm.
You break off of it and then you start not wanting to do it.
It's a lot like in the other episode, I compared it to the gym. You know, like for me, I've been going almost every 4 to 5 days a week for the past like 5-6 months, right? Bro, I'm so scared to miss like 2 days in a row
Mm-hmm.
because I know if I stop, like I'm just not gonna go anymore.
Yeah.
And it's scary because like I like going to the gym and helps with my anxiety. I feel great like health wise, but like I skipped a day this week to hang out with my wife because she had like the day off, and like even that felt weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, I should be at the gym right now. But like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my time with my wife, you know. But it was
Yeah.
like, man, like, I didn't get my workout today. It feels weird. I feel weak, you know, because usually I have the pump going. I go to work and like I'm ready to go, you know. But
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, like if I skip 2 days, like how would I feel then? And then you skip 3 days and you skip a week, bro, and like at that point you're not even working out anymore.
Just turn into a downward spiral.
Exactly. But that's how it is with our Christian lives, bro. Like if we don't work out every day, we start spiraling out. Get back into our flesh, into our old ways, and then before we know it, if we don't get help, you're miles from God.
Yeah.
You know, you start walking away, and you didn't even realize it.
So crazy, bro. Like, God makes it so easy. Like, He gives us a book to just like read this and you'll be fine, you know?
Literally.
Or he gives
And-
us friends like
Yeah,
you,
Yeah,
you know?
like
exactly.
fellowship, bro. People will be thinking like, this is a comment we always be getting, bro. You don't need to go to church to be a Christian. I'm like, brother, like,
Bro.
we're not saying like
I
you.
feel like I have
You
an opinion
must.
on that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright. So oh dude, I forgot where I was going with it.
Just brain fart day, I guess.
I just brain farting, bro. It's too early.
Yeah,
No, but
it's 10 a.m.
I heard this from I forgot where I heard it. I heard it a long time ago. But if you're not going to church, and like you got to think about like where are you like in your life?
Mm.
Like if you're not going to church, what are you doing with your life? You're hanging out with girls, you're drinking,
Yeah.
smoking, you're doing all types of bad stuff that isn't good for you and beneficial for you. And that's the thing. That's why you need to go to church, bro, because like it keeps you away from that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you some sense of ground
Mm-hmm.
for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of the comments we get, like you said, like I know one specifically that comes to mind. He goes, "Oh, well, my church is at home, and I do all my own stuff at the house and this and that." And he was on one of our videos, and bro, like a lot of people went off on him. Like, there's literally scriptural context. It's, like, even I said it on our account. Like, no, the Bible doesn't say we have to go to church or have to do anything, but it might be a good idea to go. Why? Because, like you said, like you're with people who are similar to you. You have friends to like you can talk to, be open with, right? Reading your Bible, you're singing like songs of worship, bro. Like, where else are you gonna find that like
Yeah.
outside of here? And if you like, yeah, you can go to somebody's house and do that too, right? Go to an event and do that kind of stuff. But like, besides that, like you see it clearly in the Bible too. Where like nobody did this on their own. Nobody does this on their own, right?
Multiple
Even
scriptures.
Jesus had his group.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it alone. I mean, I'm sure he could have, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he could have. But we literally see he had a group of people to do it with.
The reason why he chose people to do it with.
Literally, that was his church.
Yeah.
You know. So if you think you guys can do this alone, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, you can't.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Something you brought up was, you know, throughout the Bible, like no one did it on their own. And I mean, right now, like I'm having quiet times with my fiance. Right now, we've been reading Job together. And I'm like, bro, like Job knew that he wasn't sinning, but like his friends were terrible. They're like, no, there's a reason this happened, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're sinning, and I'm like, that sucks. Like, don't be those friends.
Yeah.
Man. Like, if someone is struggling, like, don't just throw his sin at his face.
Yeah,
like,
literally. It's not encouraging.
yeah, like encourage him, lift him up. Like obviously, like, but I can understand. Like they probably think he did sin, because they don't know what God. Like they don't know
Bro,
the deal God did.
That's how I felt this morning.
Yeah.
All right, so some context, guys. I woke up this morning at like around 8 o'clock, to get ready for the podcast. Hop on Instagram, check my DMs, check the feed, whatever. My account is suspended. Not gonna say why, but I pretty much got reported for something that I didn't do. Not only my main account, but like one of my business accounts. I'm like, okay, like somebody just doesn't like me, bro. And so immediately I'm like, dang, like what did I do to like make God mad? I'm like, it's probably not even that, bro. It's just people. You know what I mean?
But yeah, bro. I mean, adding on to that too is like in Acts 2:42, it talks about they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, breaking of bread, fellowship, and prayer. But it's like they met in the temple courts every day. You know, like there's a reason why I said they met in the temple. And look what happened. Remember, it says 5,000 were added to that day. Same thing with I think it's in Acts or Romans, where it talks about the Bereans. Like bro, these fools lived in the city, and the temple was like so far. It was like 3 miles, 2 miles.
Mm-hmm.
They walked there. It says they walked every single day to just see if
Crazy,
what Paul
bro.
said was true. So they were reading the scriptures, but you see, like it was a group of them kept going every day, because bro, like you got to do it with people. Like you just have to. And I think it's very evident in the Bible. Obviously, it doesn't say we have to go to church because
We have free will.
like we have the free will to do that. But those people who say that, I'm like, and I check those people's accounts. I'm like, let me see if like, I just want to see if they're representing Christ.
Oh, so you're judging?
No, I just wanted to see. Like, let me see.
Yeah.
Like, does Christ like exemplify their life? And bro, like they
Most of the time.
posting crazy stuff, and
Most
I'm
of
like,
the time
bro,
it doesn't.
yeah. I'm like, bro, like you need church, bro. Like, you need to go to church, bro, because I mean, I've experienced it when I was away from the body. I really struggled last year, and I noticed this because I wasn't going to church. I wasn't going to like the midweeks and stuff. And once I started coming back, I was like, dang, bro, this is what I really needed. Because there could be that one conversation that God is trying to encourage you with from a brother.
Yeah.
And God's going to give him the words to speak to you. And you're like, dang, all right, bro, I really needed to hear that. But you won't get those conversations when you're trying to be isolated.
Make a good point, bro, because I think that's important as a leader, too. And, like, that's the role you had before you stepped down, right? And it's like, when I was a teenager, one of the leaders that we had who moved away, I kind of asked him, like, how he felt being a leader. And I was, like, 15, 16. The guy's, like, probably 30-something. And he's the kind of guy where, like, he's really, like, super mellow, easygoing. I don't think I ever met him. But he was telling me that it's interesting because, you come to church, typical, hey, how's it going? Good, cool, whatever, blah, blah. It can go on for weeks, right, with the same person. Then you get that one day, you're like, oh, honestly, bro, like, I'm not doing too good. Then you're like, oh, wait a minute. Something's going on now. So, like, let's talk about it. And just kind of going back to the point, like, whether you're in the leadership role or not, like those kind of conversations, like you said, they can change your whole mentality,
Yeah.
right? It can shift how you think about stuff. And honestly, bro, I feel like I have a lot of good friends outside of the church, but the best advice I've ever received always comes from the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember, like, bro, like, the reason I know that you should go to church is because God has, like, offered a lot of things to me. Like, this job at Conrad's, bro. I was working at Walmart, bro. I'm sorry, Walmart, but it was not a job for me. I don't want to deny our sponsors here.
Yeah.
I'm not hating.
No, but it just wasn't a job for me. And most of it was because my mom worked there, and, like, I kept passing by where she worked, and it was, like, not seeing her there anymore, like, hurt me, and I was like, I can't work here no more, bro. I went to church the first time I go to church, and this dude that used to go to CarMax, he was a sales. He's like, why don't you go to CarMax? And I was like, I never would have thought about that place, but I was like, I'll just apply. And then, Dollar hired me, and then he got me in there, and I was just like, wow, bro, like, that was just because I went to church one time. And, like, I've received encouragement, man. I've received blessings from this church, man, when I was struggling. Like, they gave me money for, like, times when I was financially struggling and stuff. And I was like, you don't get that when you're not going to church. If you're being isolated, you're not going to get that help that God is trying to bless you with. Because He's going to encourage people to encourage you. Like, that's how He encourages you. It's like, I'm going to use this person to encourage you, But you don't get that when you're isolated, for sure.
Exactly.
How do you say it? Like, being isolated, you got to think about it like you're alone.
Mhm.
And what does the Bible say? That Satan is like he roams the street like a roaring lion,
Yeah.
right? And in like nature, like what does a lion kill? Like the one animal
weakest
that's like isolated, So you need to be in the group, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a good
one.
point, too. Yeah, I
That's a
didn't
good
think about
point.
that. Yeah, you're right. I was just going to say he prowls around like a lion,
Like,
waiting for
someone to
Yeah.
devour. Someone. It doesn't say, like,
someone, not a group. Someone.
Yeah.
Group.
Right, bro.
There was this pastor that came to my girls' church maybe a couple weeks ago. I think you and me had a conversation about him. He said that you can technically have Jesus alone, like, you know what I mean? Technically.
Mhm.
But like there's just not much fulfillment there. Like you only find that like in a group setting around brothers and sisters and other people that are like-minded. Like you only feel fulfillment being with other people that are Christian,
Yeah.
So
No, bro, that was a good point.
yeah.
Lion. I was like, dang, I didn't think about that, actually.
That's true.
I'm gonna start saying that, bro. Shout out to Juan, bro.
Yeah, right. One thing you and I've been talking about at work a lot is wisdom, bro. A lot more recently, but I want to ask you, like, if you could pinpoint, like, one thing that God's been teaching you in your walk with Him so far, like, as far as being wise in something, what would you say that is? What is He giving you wisdom in, you think?
I don't know.
Personal mind bender.
Yeah, it's a personal mind bender because, like I said, like these last 5 years, He's been putting me through the fire, bro, and I feel like I've learned a lot, but I still gotta learn how to apply it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
The only thing that's coming to my head right now, bro. No, I'll tell you right now. I think I know what it is. It's the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Once you understand what that means, it's kind of like your whole mindset shifts.
Yeah.
You read the Bible different. You walked with a different character. You treat people differently because you have like a righteous fear towards the Lord.
Yeah. So, what do you think fearing God means?
It's respect. Respect the people around you. Treat them the way you want to be treated. With kindness and love. Shouldn't be talking bad about people behind their backs, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think for a long time for me, bro, fear of God literally meant being scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like when I think of the fear of God, bro, I think about, like, we talked about it the other day, like Old Testament God, bro. Like, He literally, like, struck people down in their boots, bro, like, on the spot. he opened up holes in the earth to like swallow people, bro. Like casted plagues and all that, like crazy stuff, right? Like my thought was like an angry God that we see in the Old Testament, but I think you're right, bro. Like it's that respect, you know. I think it's like fearing. It might sound weird, but like how much God loves us.
Mm-hmm.
Like he literally get like. I think I talked about it with you too or somebody else, but like you look at religion, bro. Like show me another religion where your God gave up his son to die for humanity. I'm
Yeah.
pretty no other religion does that. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Not a lot of religions that will even have like a father relationship.
Right.
It's just like that's
It's all about worship.
It's your God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I think you're right, bro. Just having that respect, that mentality of yeah, like respecting how you want to treat people, how you treat other people, and I think that's a good point.
I think too is I don't know if it's like a mind better question, but like it does say in Hebrews that like God wanted to understand how we felt, so He sent His Son Jesus. Obviously, take over our sins and everything, but He also wanted to understand why we struggle. Do you think maybe this? I don't know. Do you think God just wanted to like had a mind shift, or I don't know, because it's kind of like He's God, so He knows everything.
He's all knowing.
But it's like, why would He want to understand how we feel?
Right. I think that sorry, I can't talk. That might be part of the free will aspect, right? Because like obviously God has his own free will, right? But like, I don't think that God particularly sound blasphemous, but like, and just in that knows how we feel about things because he couldn't experience that with us, so to speak.
Yeah.
So like you said, I think He sent somebody down to like, okay, how would I feel if this happened to me? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But I don't know. It's a good question.
That is a good question. Because when I read that, bro, I was like, that's actually crazy. Like, He wanted... That made me love Him even more, bro. Because I was like, dang, you wanted to know how I felt about looking at girls grief, or, like, grief, drinking. Like,
anxiety.
You wanted to know how I felt about that?
Yeah.
Like, that just shows, like, dang, He really loves us a lot. It's insane to me to think about.
Yeah. Another thing we're talking about wisdom, bro. I feel like God always gives us opportunity to be wise in certain things. You know, I feel like there are two ways to gain wisdom. We were talking about. I feel like there's things that one, I'll say just experience. You know, I think that the things that we go through in life, depending on how we take those things, that gives us wisdom, right? Because I can go through stuff, you can go through stuff, and like depending on how we take it, hopefully in a positive way, those are teachable moments, right? And that gives you wisdom. I think the other way is just from other people. You know, if you were to come to me and ask me, like, just let's take anxiety for example, right? Like, if you don't know much about it, like, hey, I wonder, like, I'm struggling with this. Hey, Juan, I'm struggling with that. Like, what's your guys' advice, right? And that's wisdom because I've been through it, but I'm passing it on.
I've come to you about
literally
the plain thing.
Yeah. You know, that's not well in a certain sense, like it'd be wisdom or advice, but I feel like somebody who's well seasoned in a certain aspect, like they're wise in that area, like Morris, for example, bro. That man's been through. Did you watch that episode where we had Morris on? Our drummer?
I was watching it with my girl, bro.
Oh,
and we couldn't finish it, so
really?
I can't go around her, bro. Can't go around her.
No, that guy's a well seasoned Christian, bro. He's been around for a while, and like he's definitely wise because he lived his life a long time without God, but now he's lived it a long time with God, right? So a lot of that stuff he's been through, he's transformed it into teachable, like wisdom stuff because he's been through it, but now he took it with God. You know what I mean? So it's one thing for me to like even like stuff with my dad, right? Like with you too, like I don't know if you have like a good relationship with your dad, bro, but like we don't, you know. So it's like okay, like if I were to meet somebody in church or even outside of church who doesn't have a good relationship, what wisdom can I share to make him not only feel better about it, but like view God in a better form? You know what I mean? So I think that with wisdom, there's always a few ways to get it, but I feel like honestly, I think experience is the best way. You know, it might suck going through some of these things. Like I said, as long as you take it in a positive way and bring it to God, you'll be that much more wiser. Yeah. Or more wise.
I also think God entrusts you with that wisdom too. Yeah. It's like I can trust Armando with this wisdom of his anxiety, like me with grief and stuff. And like it's crazy, bro. It was like he entrusts us with that stuff. But it's like we do go through stuff and it sucks. That was debatable. Like we don't know. Like you said, you're actually we don't know. Like that was God's will, or Satan did it, but God protected you with it. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like those are questions we just gonna have to ask God when we get up there. You know,
Yeah,
we're like, "Hey, God, why?"
Yeah. Bro, why do you take my car, bro? Like, nah, it's all good.
And that boy's gonna bring out. Let's see. Brings out a whole photo album of like all your stuff.
The group chat, I'm like, no,
Not the group
not
chat.
the group chat, dude.
You're done, bro. You're done.
Or even like, I need to sound bad, bro. Like even the picture I sent you the other day, I found a picture at work
Oh,
in a car, bro. I'm like, bro, what is it? You saw it, huh?
I don't know.
The painting that was in that car.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that was wild.
I can't believe someone like took the time
To do that.
to draw that and that part. And it's
It
kind
was
of
a bad painting, guys. I found it
it's
while we
like-
were cleaning, working on a car. You know, it's crazy.
This is
It was that dirty one, right? That really
Yeah,
nasty
I
one.
messed with it. I think she was living in that car, but whatever.
It's
Like, we're not hating. It's just
We're not hating.
we understand.
Yeah,
It's like this is art right here.
this is our. We kept it. No,
That's crazy, bro.
but
Yeah, man. It's I just appreciate you sharing that, bro.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know like you guys talk more than like we talk. We're in totally different
Yeah.
departments, you know. So like hearing you talk about this is like encouraging, bro. Because man, when I was in mornings, bro, in Carmax, it was very hard to share my faith. Like, there's a lot of hard hearts in mornings. I'll be real. If you're in morning, I'm sorry, but it's true, man. Like, there's a lot of hard hearts in mornings. They don't want to listen about God. They don't want to hear about God. But when I came to nights, like a lot more people are like receptive to it than there was in mornings. I'm like, God, is this why you put me in nights, bro? Because I was trying to go to mornings for so long back again. But it's like the two chances I had, like, I had the chance to go to mornings and God kind of like denied it. I'm like, God, why? Like, why? And I'm still asking that question today, to be honest with you. But I look back and I'm like, dang, bro, like I have more conversations about God at night than I did at mornings, like ever did at mornings, in just one day. And now, like, some of the guys in detail are like, yeah, bro, I want to learn more about the Bible. I'm like, bro, no one would tell me this in mornings. I'm like, God, is this why? You want me to help these cats? I don't know.
yeah,
I think he does, bro.
Yeah, bro, maybe,
Like
bro.
you gotta think about it, cause like I was telling my girl the other day that like the people that were around, like the people that were around at work and I'm like losing it, bro.
You're good.
But no, like basically like some people don't have God, bro.
yeah.
They don't have any connection towards God. They didn't grow up in a Christian family. They probably barely know Jesus and they just mock him. But honestly, like we're all that they have.
Mhm.
You know? Like you're saying, like it's like nobody would in the morning. Why are you the only guy that's just there talking about God? You have a purpose, bro. It's
Yeah.
just, And at the end of the day, you should just be planting seeds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not on you to water it. It's not, bro.
Can't grow the seed, man.
I think even that alone is a crazy thought. Planting seeds, right? Because I think even for me, bro, like, so like out of high school, I was in a band, right? And I was like, we did a couple house shows, met a lot of people. And I've seen some of those people that like I was in bands with, like people at shows that come to church. Like, oh hey, like I know you. Like, what brought you out? Oh, I remember that you came to this church like 10 years ago, and I thought about you. Like, oh, cool. Like that was a seed I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I think a few months ago, like one of my old vocalists came with his wife and his baby. I said, hey, what's up, bro? Like, what brought you in today? He's like, oh, I think about church and I thought about you. Remember you came here, so we wanted to check it out. I hadn't seen him since then, right? But like, it's a seed. Like he knows we're here, you know. But it's planting seeds are a crazy thought, bro, because you never know when it's gonna come up. But on the other hand of that, it could be a bad thing. And we've talked about that, right? Like, for some of these people, bro, like, you might be the only example of a Christian they ever know. Right? So that's what things even we've talked about, right? Like, when I was kind of, straying away from God, like, I was partying with people, and they knew I went to church too, right? But, I mean, if I suffer that consequence later on, that's on me, But now those guys think that, hey, this guy's a Christian, he goes to church, like, we can party and do this and that too, because he's doing it. It's okay. Right? And that's a dangerous path to follow too, Yeah, planting seeds is a cool thing, right? Because they can sprout in unexpected moments, but gotta be careful how we're doing that too.
Yeah, because I remember talking about it with some of the guys in night detail, man. Like, bro, a lot of people know Jesus, but they don't know who Jesus is. You know, like they all they know is that he died on the cross. But like, bro, when you actually read like what he went through, like I mean, even him asking for the cup to be taken away 3 times, like, oh, a lot of people don't know that. I was talking to what's his name? I want to say his name actually. Sorry. He's an inventory, and he's an agnostic, so he doesn't know. Like he believes there's something, but he doesn't know. But he'll ask questions about like the story of Jesus, and he said something about like Jesus died on the cross and stuff, and I don't know exactly the conversation, but I told him I was like, well, man, he didn't want to do it at first. Like at one point, he was like, wait, what? I was like, you didn't know that? And he was like, no, and I was like, yeah, bro, like he was like scared.
Wait till you hear he was sweating blood, bro.
Yeah, I was like, bro, he was so stressed out. Like he asked God 3 times, but he kept asking if it's your will, God, not mine. Yeah. And an angel of the Lord strengthened him. And I was like, bro, like that's crazy. Like a lot of people really don't understand the story of Jesus, and I feel like people understood it, they would be like, wow, like, man, he did that for me, you know?
But some people even ask, like, oh, like if Jesus came in like the human form of God, like why did he get baptized?
No.
And I mean, well, like it's an example for us.
Yeah.
You know, if even the perfect man had to get baptized, he probably didn't really have to, but like,
yeah,
and we're supposed to follow his example, then we should too. You know what I mean?
Crazy, dude. Like thinking about that, because a lot of people don't know. But what I was saying about that at work is because a couple of guys in detail that were like, would tell me they want to get closer to God and like things like that. Now I don't know if it's just emotional talk because it's very easy to get into that mindset when you're going through something, but when it gets better, they're kind of just like, all right, God, hey, I got it now. I'm good.
Dude, that's so crazy you say that because like, so there's, I want to say a kid. He's like probably 22, but he's been coming back to church recently, and so he came for a while, got baptized and everything, and then he left. And then there was like some accident where like he was doing like fireworks with his friend, and his friend's hand like blew up. He was like, "Oh yeah, just felt like that was my call to come back to church and this and that." And then he like stopped coming again. Right, but like you said, like when things happen, like you get caught in the emotion, like it's so easy to just be like, "Yeah, I want to go back to church," but like, how deep are you like letting it go? You know, that's a whole other topic.
I think that's like, it could be also our responsibility too. Just kind of like, dang, like he's being vulnerable to God right now. Like I need to like show him God's love before it goes away, because Satan's also at work, you know. So he's just gonna, like you say, he's gonna wait to devour him. So he's like, oh crap, I cannot let him. He's talking about God now. Oh crap, I gotta get him. I gotta get him out of there. So Satan will try to get you out, and I feel like that's kind of our part. That like, all right, bro, you gotta be Satan before he gets him.
Tug of war going on right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like spiritually, like, I mean, God can probably just use one finger, just like he's not gonna do that. 'Cause he's not gonna force you to follow him, right? But I was like thinking, bro. I was like, should I do like a Bible study like one day of the week at work? Like I don't know. Like that's a possibility. Like
well, technically we can't do that, right?
I mean, at lunchtime we could, because it's not, you know, but it's lunch. You know, people want to eat.
I was gonna say we wouldn't be able to do it in the break room.
No. But I was like, man, do you want to go? We can go to the parking lot, or you want to go to the park? And they would tell me like, honestly, bro, I'd be down for that. I'm like, but I haven't put my foot down on it. And I'm like, maybe I should, bro, because there's a chance to at least let them know who God is. Like, man, why shouldn't I do that? You know? So I'll think about it, man. Still kind of like.
Just do it, bro.
Yeah,
just do it, bro. Don't think about it. At that point, yeah, I don't even. You're talking about it, you might as well just
because
do it.
they're gonna be flaking, but I know like I just gotta do it. I won't know unless I try.
Yeah.
So.
Do you invite them to church?
I have, but they'll just be like, no. So I'm thinking like, what if we can just? You're already at work. Let's just read. You don't gotta bring anything. I'll bring the Bible. If you want to bring a Bible, great. You can download it on your phone. I was like, man, just come out here. I can just share a scripture for you. 10-15 minute little Bible study, and if it's just 15, but at least they're getting some word in, you know.
I think that like, I mean, kind of go back to what you were saying about inviting them to church. Like I know I've been inviting almost all the guys in our department to church, but I think the discouraging part can be like, oh, like they'll say yeah, and then they don't come.
Mhm.
They don't tell you why, or like, oh yeah, well like something came up. Like, what, bro? Like, you said you're gonna be. The Bible literally says, bro, let your yeses be yes and your no be no. And they probably don't know that, but you know, like,
No, they do. They're
Yeah.
watching these podcasts.
but even then, bro, like
We're talking to you.
even then, like, be a man of your word, bro. Be a woman of your word. Like, you say you're gonna come, right? Like, because then at that point, I just think you're a liar. You know what I mean? Or you're not. Oh, why am I gonna invite you again, bro? You're not gonna come. You know, that shouldn't be my mentality, unfortunately. But like, it can be discouraging. You know, like I was having a convo with one of the guys in our department, and I asked him if he went to church. He said, "Oh yeah, but I went to a different church than this." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like me and my wife, we didn't go because something came up." He's like, "Oh, well, life gets in the way." I'm like, "Oh no, it's not that, bro. Like we had a plan, right? And like we still like watched church and this and that. Like we still went, but I don't let life get in the way." He kind of just like didn't say anything. Like, bro, like if you want to go, like you're gonna find a way to go.
Yeah.
It's like there's no like, flat out. If you want to go, just go. Don't make excuses.
Hey, but
Because if you do, we have a video that shows exactly. No, I'm just kidding.
but if y'all can help me, man, like spread that word, you can probably do it like next week or something. But
Bible
just
study.
quick Bible study, just one day of the week. It ain't gotta be. It's not gonna be the whole hour. Like you can
Yeah.
eat and then make it
Pull
do
up.
it like last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes. You can do it in the parking lot around someone's car, or whatever. Something like that, bro. Like it's doable.
Yeah.
It's really doable. Now, if I get in trouble for it, I'll take the heat for it. I don't care. I'd rather.
I don't even know why we get in trouble for it.
I guess
Well,
like
it's-
pushing religion,
yeah.
or whatever, but
No, a lot of
We're
time
not pushing, bro. We're inviting. It's not
Yeah.
like not forcing
we're
them
not.
to come.
And here's the thing: is we're not doing anything. We're inviting people. Exactly. Like these guys are volunteering to come here,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Well, see, that's where it gets tricky because, like, say somebody is walking by, like, oh, call HR right now. They're talking about religion at work.
fuck, bro.
So yeah, technically it's off the clock.
Exactly.
And they're gonna try to hit you with you're on property.
Mm-hmm. it could be tricky, but I mean,
I'd be like, if they take me out, I'm like, all right, then we'll move it somewhere else.
yeah, there you go.
Because I know Satan will try to find a way to stop it.
We'll do it right down the street at Camacho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
And they're gonna be like, yeah, no, you guys can't do it here.
Then they call Carmax, hey, you guys are over here talking about God.
Come get you guys.
But yeah, man. I'm gonna tell everybody one day.
Like you said, bro, just do it.
Yeah. It's been in my heart for so long, bro, and I'm just like, I keep delaying it.
This is your sign, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it, bro.
I'm just gonna freaking do it. If people don't come, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be there. You
Yeah.
know I'll be there.
Man, I'll probably just be there too then.
See? There you got 2 more people.
And then like you guys.
I'll
can
drag
also,
Rue with me.
Yeah. You guys can also share stuff too, so because like you guys know the word too, so it's like.
No, we do. We've been talking to a few of the young men. over
Yeah,
there.
dude.
Yeah.
We're talking to them.
we
Cool,
do
you
that.
guys.
That'd be cool, man. Hey, we're making ideas in this podcast, man. But yeah, man, this is a good episode.
Yeah.
This is for sure a good episode. Just want to thank you, Juan, for sharing, bro. Like a lot of things you taught me, honestly. Just,
I feel like I didn't even say much.
No, but like just the few words you said, bro.
You might not have, but you said a lot, bro.
Yeah.
With a few words.
Exactly.
You know?
Your words carried a lot of meaning. I was like, damn. I mean, just for you sharing your story, like I can hear the hurt, and I'm like, dang, that man's got me. And
Yeah.
then the whole lion thing, and then the Enoch, and like that mess, like. You
If
taught
we
me,
wanted to
like,
talk about
wow.
wisdom, it's a very wisdom episode. You know what I mean?
So that got me, bro. So really appreciate you coming out, bro. We're trying to get more people, but I think it's time to start getting some coworkers in here.
Yeah.
And then if they start cussing, I'm gonna have to blur them out because.
Just hit him with a beep.
It's gonna be a heavy editing day for me. So I don't know.
Please, just do not cuss on the podcast. But we'll see, bro. I might get Maverick in there. That was a good one. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. Maverick's pretty wise in faith too. Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, bro? Anything you want to say to the viewers before we leave? Any advice?
Let's see. I would say love one another like Jesus loved us.
Mm.
You know, treat everybody with respect. You know, be kind. So, you know, live your life like Jesus did.
Right, guys.
Again, thank you for being on, bro. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Means a lot to us, bro,
Yeah.
for real. Alright, guys. Well, stay tuned for next week. We're gonna keep getting with these episodes. Sorry we skipped out an episode. We just got busy last weekend. But
Probably plus with the holidays coming up too.
Yeah.
Probably miss a week here and there. But
it's all good, you know. But we're still giving you guys the content, so that's all that matters. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Jacob.
I'm Armando.
We are
The Gospel Guys. See you next time.